Whatever you do, do not move to Phoenix, Arizona. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why I think if you're looking to relocate to Phoenix, Arizona, you might want to look outside of the actual city of Phoenix and look in the surrounding suburbs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share a map tour with you, go over all of the different areas, explain what it's like in those different areas so you can determine if those might be a good fit for you. And of course, if you want to live in the heart of Phoenix, that is totally fine. But if you're looking for more of a suburb lifestyle, that is exactly what this video is going to cover. So let's get to it. And hey, if you're thinking about relocating to Phoenix, but you right now are in the research phase, or maybe you're coming here next month or the next 2 months and you have decided, I am moving to Phoenix area, I just need to figure out where, I need to figure out what my next steps are, that's exactly what we're here to do. So send us a text, give us a call, send us an email. We would love to help you. We work with a lot of relocation clients. Some of these are people that are retiring and moving into the Phoenix metro area. And some of these are, first, second time home buyers that are just moving for work. Sometimes they're moving for a lifestyle change or just to move into an area that's closer to family. So it would absolutely bring us joy to be a part of your moving experience, give you the information, the knowledge, and all of our resources that we have for our relocation clients. So we have a systemized process that is unique to our team that is going to help you and give you access to the homes, properties, information that you need, answer any questions that you have, and that is something that we love to do. So reach out to us anytime. We really won't be bothered, we promise. It is something that we love to do. Hello. Okay. Today I'm going to do a maps tour talking about kind of explaining the Phoenix suburbs, so the cities surrounding the city of Phoenix itself. If you are relocating here and you're not familiar with Phoenix, Phoenix itself is a huge city that runs like 30 miles or so north to south. So you can see that right here, up right before we hit New River, and then it goes all the way down the 17, transfer to the 10, come all the way down here till we hit the 202 on the other side of the South Mountain Park and Preserve. It's a huge area, and a lot of this area down here is older. This is, there's a lot of revitalization going on. Our downtown area is down here. If I zoom in here, you can see we've got the Biltmore area over here, which is higher end luxury area, a lot of financial offices, shopping and dining over there. We've got GCU over here on the other side of the 17. So that is bringing a lot of revitalization to that area as the university expands, brings in all their different businesses. You've got the North Mountain area, the Paradise Valley area over here, which is still Phoenix. And then you've got up here, like the North Phoenix area, Cave Creek. This goes into Anthem, which is, or it's on the other side of Anthem. So the North Phoenix area up here, which is very nice, a lot of desert areas. But if you're not looking to be in the heart of the city, what you can see here is that, we've got all of these different, freeways over here, and they all kind of connect in this area. And that's really like the heart of Phoenix itself. And so we're going to talk about the surrounding cities and kind of what they're like. If you are working in this downtown or central Phoenix area, Acadia is a really nice area. There's a lot of revitalization that's gone on there, and a lot of older properties that have been totally redone, flipped and resold or torn down. A lot of development going on in that area, which I think a lot of that is going to have to start coming to the South Phoenix area because it really needs it. There's a lot of smaller properties. But if you're working down here, you could have a commute to one of these surrounding cities if you don't want to be in the heart of like all of that traffic, the tighter streets, everything like that. So if you're not really looking for the city type lifestyle, you'd either have to go to this North Phoenix area up here, north of this 101 freeway, or you can go to the suburbs around it. So I'm gonna go clockwise. We'll talk a little bit about each area. So I'm just gonna exit out of here. So right here, we've got north Phoenix area. We have New River, we have Anthem right here, and then we have Cave Creek over here. And so these are slightly different. New River is still not as developed as some of the other areas. So if you're looking for maybe some more land, you want to have a little bit of a slower lifestyle, I think there's still a lot of that in New River. Anthem is a community that itself is pretty unique. It's kind of like its own small town. They have Parkside and Clubside. I think I have an Anthem video on the channel, but if not, I definitely need to make an updated one anyways. But they have a lot of amenities up in Anthem, and it really feels like a small town. You've got the mountains surrounding you, and it's just really nice up there. Cave Creek is very much like it feels like a very Western town. Cave Creek, it's kind of like what it's known for. So it's kind of off of the freeway. So you've got the 17 here, which runs through pretty much all of Phoenix. And then if you go across, you hit this Cave Creek area, and there's a lot of golf up here. You're almost about to hit the north side of Scottsdale, which is right here. But Cave Creek is like a very small town, Western feel. A lot of like Adobe style homes. They've got a lot of like Western themed restaurants and shopping areas up there. They do have some new development up there as well, though. So if you're looking for to be like a little bit farther outside of the city and kind of have a little bit of the amenities, but still a little bit of that, I don't know, like vintage kind of old town feel, that could be a good area for you. And just know that there's a lot of like desert landscaping, like natural desert still around a lot of those areas in Cave Creek. So that does come with the animals and snakes and things like that, depending on which part of Cave Creek you're in. But very Western town. They've got this area up there that I've been to with friends where you can go and watch like bull riding and do country line dancing, things like that. So it's kind of got that Western feel, which is really fun. Which most of Phoenix itself is not really like that anymore, because we're just very developed and lots of people are moving here, becoming a big city. You know, you kind of lose that out, a little bit of that. But let's go into Scottsdale. So I'm going to zoom out. So this is North Scottsdale up here. Scottsdale is known for having a ton of amenities. Scottsdale itself, I think, has probably the best shopping, dining, amenities, luxury housing, golf, like all of the good things. But with that does come a higher end and luxury price tag, of course. But we have some of our best golf courses up here. And some of these are, really close to the neighborhoods or within, different neighborhoods in the Scottsdale area. But this North Scottsdale area is very sought after. Greyhawk is up here, Troon, and all these different golf courses. And then if you come down here, if you come a little bit farther south, you've got here, actually, I'll just show you. Scottsdale runs pretty far north and south as well. There's a lot of people that have, depending on like what you really are into with Scottsdale, there's a lot of people that have horses in Scottsdale, like bigger land properties, custom properties. But then you also have a lot of luxury condos and things going up like that. The Old Town area, which is farther south down here, has the mall is down there, and a lot of really fun and like trendy nightlife and restaurants, coffee shops, things like that, good shopping. So depending on, what you're looking for, you can find a lot of that. But if you are really looking for the nightlife, and all those, the shopping and dining, you're going to find a lot of that down here in this area, which is Old Town. And then this North Scottsdale, the farther north up you get, again, more land, lots of development going on all over the place where there's room. There's some more room up here, obviously, because there's more land, and really, really nice area. So there's a couple of areas where you'll feel very much like you are in the city. And then there's more areas as you go farther up north where you get a lot of those good amenities, but it's a little bit more spread out. Again, more of that natural desert landscaping, everything like that. Golf courses all over, of course. So if you love to golf, that's great. And a lot of great hiking in Scottsdale as well. And you have the 101, which runs all the way east and then starts going south on this side. That runs into the 202. It goes down to the 60. So if you are commuting for work, you're not working remotely, this could be a really good option for you. There also is, there's a lot of hotels. There's the Scottsdale Airport and also the Kierland and Scottsdale Quarter area, which is off of Scottsdale Road. Those are really nice. Those are actually Phoenix, but bring in a lot of people from Scottsdale because it's right on the border. So if you like that, you could be closer to this 101 area right here and have really close access to that. And Paradise Valley is within Phoenix. I didn't mention that before, I don't think, but Paradise Valley is within Phoenix. But that is the most expensive area that we have, the highest median price point for all transactions is in the Paradise Valley area. And just have some really amazing homes there, luxury community homes. And so if you're really, you're coming here and you're looking for like the best homes, the best area, some would argue that, this Paradise Valley and like North Scottsdale area are probably going to be some of your top choices there. Okay, so let me exit out of Scottsdale. All right. So let's come over here to Fountain Hills. Fountain Hills is east of Scottsdale, and it's not a very big area. I would say it's pretty quiet in Fountain Hills. I think a lot of people go to Fountain Hills. My understanding, I don't live there. I live on the complete opposite side of town, but I've been there a few times. I think a lot of people go to Fountain Hills for a quieter lifestyle. There's some, nice golfing over here. I think a lot of people go there to retire. We do have a Mayo Clinic facility over there as well. And so that is that, and it's really nice. Lots of beautiful mountain views in that area. So then we have some Indian reservation land over here. So we're going to go south of that, and we're going to hit the Tempe area, which is right here. So Phoenix is over here, and then it kind of stretches down. But then we've got right east of that, and then south of Scottsdale, we have this Tempe area. If you are familiar with Arizona State University, this is where the home of ASU is. And I will not say go Sun Devils because I am a GCU alumni, so go Lopes. But if you are really into college football, the college sports, or maybe you are sending one or more of your kids here for college, and this is where that's going to be. Tempe is known pretty much for being a college town. There is, of course, more to it than that, but that is very much what it's known for. A lot of people that are living in Tempe are typically living there, I would say because they're going to school there or they're, recent graduates. There is Mill Avenue in Tempe, so you get that nightlife, lots of bars and restaurants, things like that. So if you're a young professional, this could be another great area for you. Or if you're coming here for school, or you just graduated from school and you want to stay in that area, you'd probably be close to a lot of the areas that you might commute to if you are working in tech or in the medical industry or any kind of, the financial industry, where you would be in a lot of these office spaces that are in the South Phoenix, Central Phoenix, and South Scottsdale areas. So then we're going to go east. We're going to hit Mesa. So Mesa is right over here. Mesa is it's very interesting because Mesa has it stretches pretty far east and west here. So it goes, I'll have it highlighted for you. This is the easiest way for me to show you. So you can see it's highlighted. You've got the 101 here, and then you've got the 60 over here, and then the 202 north. So it goes all the way across here, but then you also stretch down here. So you've got the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport, which is, again, we have lots of airports here in the Phoenix area. So if you like to fly, that is a really nice thing. And then the Eastmark Community, this is a huge new master planned development that's going in, a couple years old, tons of houses going in there. This area, a lot of this area is kind of empty still, or it's known for having a lot of age-restricted housing and community areas. So this is definitely bringing in some new life, a lot of new development to that area over by the airport. And then this area within it, the main kind of part in between the 202 and the 60, this area is interesting because there's a lot of different pockets. There's new development, there's really old homes, there's big homes, there's small homes, and it's really hard to kind of get the feeling for Mesa, just because it just is, you could go 2 blocks over and be in a completely different feeling than, the 2 blocks before it. So there's a lot of different kind of smaller parts and areas. I think that some of these areas are just super old, again, being super close to downtown and South Phoenix area, where these were where most of the original housing was going in, and development kind of started closer to the city and then moved out from there. So you do have Golfland Sunsplash over here, which is a really big water park and great for the summers for the kids. It hasn't, COVID has made it so that it hasn't really, you haven't been able to access it. But again, this, if you're looking for that to be close to something like that, there is you're closer to Tempe, which also has shopping and more shopping in Chandler too. So you're close to a lot of like the Southeast Valley malls, which I think, that can be good if that's something that's really important to you. And so I think you definitely have to drive through Mesa if you're thinking about living there and kind of see what it's like. Some of this north part of Mesa is by a lot of these like red rock type mountains. And so just drive through it if you're thinking about moving here, or if you're not able to, maybe we will have to put out some driving tours of the different areas of Mesa, what it's like. That way you can have a specific area that you're like, oh, I'm interested in that area, or, oh, I might not be interested in this other area because it's older, needs more work, things like that. So let's go south to Gilbert. Gilbert is a really nice area. Again, another big area, pretty spread out. There's been a lot of development that's gone on in Gilbert, I would say like the last 10 to 15 years. They have a lot of good amenities. A lot of the restaurants and coffee shops and things like that are really awesome, that are in the central Phoenix and like Biltmore areas and South Scottsdale, have also brought locations to Gilbert, which is really nice. And they have some shopping and they have a really good like small business. They attract a lot of like really cool new small businesses to the area and seem to support them really well. So there's also a good mix of housing. Gilbert used to have a ton of rural land, and there's been so much development going on. There still is some of that out there, but it's not so much anymore with all of that development. But you have some really, really beautiful Gilbert neighborhoods. And then you also are just south of the 60, and then also the 202, the south part over here, runs right through it. There is a lot of tech work in the East Valley because that's where a lot of the offices are, is in like this Tempe area. So if you're in Tempe, you have to commute to Tempe or maybe Scottsdale. I think that drew a lot of people in because that's where a lot of the offices are, where they're closer to the Southeast Valley than they are to the Northwest Valley or the West Valley itself. So this could definitely be a good area. I would say that you're definitely going to be in the higher end to luxury price points if you're in Gilbert. It's pretty hard to find more affordable entry-level housing at this point in the Gilbert area. Chandler is just west of that. And Chandler, again, a really nice area. They have a good mix. I would say Chandler is in the median to luxury price points, depending on where you're at. They have a lot of shops. There are some older areas in Chandler itself. But again, you have a lot of those freeways running through the different areas in Chandler. So you've got the 87, which would take you south to like the Maricopa area, which is Maricopa City, not Maricopa County. You've got the 202 running through it, and then you have the 101 over here, and then the 202 going into the 10 on this far west side. Chandler has some big malls, and they have some really nice areas and communities in Chandler over there. And so it really just depends on the feeling that you're going for. But again, they had a lot of that rural, like farmland, a lot of new construction going in the Chandler area. They also have the Chandler and Gilbert Community College over here, which I know a lot of people from this side of town, if their kids are going to community college, a lot of them go to this college. I'm pretty sure that Chandler Community College is pretty big as well. It's not a small community college from my understanding. I haven't been there, but that's what I've heard. If you go to this far southwest area, and you can see that, we already have covered a lot of land going from North Phoenix around this way. And this is all like in the Phoenix metro area. So this is a big area. These are big cities. It's definitely can be overwhelming if you don't have guidance in, especially if you're relocating here, like where should I be looking? What areas do I even want to start my search in? Because there's all these bigger areas around Phoenix, bigger suburb areas, and it can be really overwhelming. So that's why I'm hoping this video is going to help you. So let's go to Queen Creek. Okay, Queen Creek is southwest, so in relation to Phoenix, where Phoenix is up here. Let's see, where's our house? Up here, and then we're going over here. So Queen Creek has a lot of rural land, and Queen Creek is being developed. And I'm saying this about everywhere. There's so much development on the outer edge of the Phoenix metro area, because that's where most of the land is. Queen Creek is developing like crazy. It is blowing up. There's a lot of horse property in Queen Creek, a lot of like farm-like neighborhoods, a lot of new construction going in. So it is really, it's a really nice area. A lot of the new construction out there is awesome. Queen Creek was just voted, I think, in like one of the top communities in the nation. It is really highly rated. A lot of people that live in Queen Creek, they absolutely love it. They have some really cool stuff down there. So they've got the botanical gardens, they've got Schnupp Farms, they've got the Queen Creek Olive Mill. So there's a lot of farmland still out there, and really nice like acreage properties, some horse properties, and then also, regular subdivisions where they're just, single family homes. And it is kind of far. I mean, Queen Creek is getting far out there. If you're traveling to Phoenix, depending on what time and what part of Phoenix you're going to, or what part of the valley, it can be quite a bit of a drive. But you do, people move to Queen Creek for the lifestyle, and it's really sought after and desirable. So that's the Queen Creek area. Not a super big area, but again, there's a lot of rural land over there still, a lot of development going on. I think the prices are just going to keep going up at pretty much everywhere in Phoenix, but Queen Creek they're really attracting, I think, these bigger properties and higher end properties. That's really nice. So they definitely, they have a good thing going over there in Queen Creek. Let's go to Santan Valley. So this will be the farthest that I go on this tour, because again, we're getting to this really far southeast section. Santan Valley has a lot of development going on as well. Santan is pretty far, from the heart of Phoenix if you're in that like central Phoenix area. But there's a lot of the more affordable housing has been going there in the last couple of years. I would say that if you're looking for new construction, you're on a budget, you're probably going to be looking at Santan Valley or Maricopa or even like Florence, which is really getting close to, I feel like being like halfway to Tucson at that point. But a lot of building is going on. They're having some issues right now with, I think, how much building they're doing and being able to get everything they need for the properties from the land, and like not doing it too fast where there's issues with water and electricity, things like that. So I would say that was something that we ran into with a client a couple years ago where he basically got in right in time before they had some delays because they had to get approval for the resources and everything. So there is a lot of construction going on in the Santan Valley area, or anywhere that there's new construction. A lot of these outer edge cities, there's a lot of construction going on, which again, when you're driving or you have a commute or you're traveling, even to go to the grocery store or whatever it might be, I would say you just have to be aware of that. There's a lot of expansion happening. So there's construction everywhere. And with Santan, there's a lot of like having to expand the roads because they are just, 2-lane roads, things like that. I also think that it will be interesting to see with how many people have moved to Santan in the last few years. Like they need to bring in shops, dining, things like that. There's not a whole lot out there. There's some by some of the neighborhoods, but the farther out that you get, the less of that there is. So I think that in the next few years, now that the population has really grown, they're going to have to start bringing more of that in to satisfy the demand from all of the residents that live in the Santan Valley area. Okay, let's go. We're going to go west. So I'm going to bring this up. So a lot of this area is like outside of the Maricopa area. So we're going to go, and it's not easily accessible. Like you can go around pretty far, but that wouldn't really make the most sense. So you would usually like come in up here, go across, maybe go around. This new 202 loop around Awatuki. So Awatuki is that's considered Phoenix, but that's south of Phoenix. That's a really nice area. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. Some new development, but it's pretty developed already. There's a lot of older neighborhoods within Awatuki, but it is pretty highly sought after. They have good amenities, great mountain views, nice parks and stuff out there. So if you go around, you go around this new 202 loop, and then we're gonna go around the West Valley. So we've got the Tolleson area right here. Levine is on this east side of the 202. Levine, again, Levine and Tolleson have a lot of really old areas. Anytime the closer you are to Phoenix, a lot of that, the building goes, the heart of the city and kind of goes out. And so there's a lot of older areas within Levine and Tolleson. You also have a lot of new construction though going on in Levine, like a lot of the new construction, and a lot of it is more affordable in the 400,000 range, starting in like the mid 400s versus some of the higher end areas are starting in like the $6-7 million range, depending on what type of property, the neighborhood, etc. So I would say definitely another area to consider. You are close to certain things over here, closer to Phoenix itself if you are working the Phoenix area. And again, with Tolleson, you have really close access to that 10 and then that 202, that new 202 loop over here on this side. So you have good access to commuting downtown Phoenix, all the Phoenix shops and things like that, and any offices. If we go over here, we're gonna hit Goodyear. Goodyear is a pretty desirable area. They have a lot of older areas within Goodyear, but a lot of new construction, especially in this Estrella Mountain Ranch area, We have they have the spring training over there. The Estrella Mountain Ranch is really being developed. They're bringing a lot of builders in, and it's very sought after. It's definitely pricier than the Buckeye and Avondale areas because of the amenities that they have. So they have a lot more like shopping, and they have the golf club. They have the community college over here. They also have the Goodyear airport, things like that. So they're bringing in all those amenities. And so again, a pricier area, but you can see this is you can get pretty far out here if you wanted to be on the south part of Goodyear. And it's not a super easy way to get into the rest of it unless you're just to drive these smaller roads until you get to the freeway. So you don't have super easy access if you need to go to Phoenix or maybe Tempe, Scottsdale. You've got to go all the way up here and then go through across the 10. And I will be honest, the 10 pretty much sucks. I try to avoid the 10 like the plague, but if you have to get anywhere south here on this, this part of the map, you're pretty much going to have to take the 10. And just like anywhere else, the 10 is horrible. So that's just being real. Let's go to Avondale because I actually kind of skipped over it. So Avondale is this smaller section right here. There's both newer construction in Avondale and older homes. Avondale, I would say, is more developed and a little bit more affordable, again, than Goodyear. But Avondale has really blown up as well. So not as many of those rural areas left in Avondale. A lot of the farmland is just being like bought up like crazy just to meet the demand for all the housing here. And so, but you do have, you have pretty close access to both like the 101. If you had to go north of the 101, go to the 10. You're really, really close here. You don't have to go quite as far on the 10 because this stretch does get really, really busy and a lot of traffic. So you have Phoenix International Raceway over here in Avondale as well. And then you do have a good portion of the Estrella Mountain that is Avondale. So you can't actually, you can't live on the mountain necessarily. Oh, well, you could actually, but if you built a house up there, but so that is Avondale. Lots of shopping and like dining, restaurants and stuff closer to the 10. In both of these areas, you'll typically see like right off the freeway, you'll see a lot of new construction in both Avondale and Goodyear, and then a lot of the bigger shopping and dining areas. So those do get pretty busy here in the West Valley just because of all of the expansion that's been happening. But that is a good problem to have so that more businesses can be brought in. Next, we're going to hit Buckeye. So Buckeye this is the farthest west we're going to go. Buckeye's really interesting because Buckeye's like one of the fastest growing cities in the nation right now. And that's great. Buckeye has a big area of land. You can see it's like got all these little pockets here. So tons of new construction going on in Buckeye. Buckeye has really been known as like this small farmland area. And you can see we've got the Verrado area up here, which is amazing. It's so beautiful. When you drive into Verrado, you've got all these mountains, and it looks like a small city that's not in Phoenix. Like, it doesn't look like it would be hot. It's got like the palm trees, the cute shops. It has a very small town feel. It's got the Verrado Golf Club. Lots of new construction going on up there, but it's just a really cute little, it feels like a small town, even though Verrado is a part of Buckeye. And then you've got all this new construction going on out here. This part, once you get past the 85, this feels like you're really close to leaving town to go to California. We've got some new construction out here and the Tartesso areas, but tons of new construction going on out here. You've got the South Buckeye area, which is like the historic Buckeye. Lots of smaller, older homes. But we're seeing a lot of flippers going into those older homes, kind of fixing them up. And then you have a lot of people that have horses in Buckeye, horse properties, acreage properties, things like that. So if you're looking to do like homesteading, Buckeye and Tonopah's just past it, might be a good area for you to look into. But then if you go north, this whole section is Buckeye, and this runs past the White Tank Mountains, which is really beautiful. It's not super developed out here. This is Festival Foothills, which is this kind of merges over here with Surprise and Sun City West. So there's some retirement communities in here, some new construction. What I think is going to be happening with Buckeye, though, with how fast it's growing, is that this is just going to all continue to get developed. And all, this right now is pretty much just empty. It's just land, but I don't see that that's not going to be able to sustain itself with how many people are moving to Buckeye. You can still get a property for closer to $400,000 right now as of February 2022 in Buckeye. But their price point is increasing pretty rapidly. Let's go over now. So we've got Buckeye over here. So this is south and going up. And then if you come back in, we're going to hit, this is Litchfield Park. And we'll kind of go back and forth like this. Litchfield Park is a pretty desirable area. Started being really competitive about 2 years ago. I was working with a buyer. They've got the Wigwam golf area and some really cute little neighborhoods in here. So it's really close to it's like right in between the 303, the 10, the 101, and Northern Avenue. So if you are working at Luke Air Force Base, you need to commute closer to like the Glendale and Peoria areas, or you're working any kind of any job where you're going to have a commute, you're pretty centrally located on this West Valley to pretty much anything you can need. So that's really, I think, why there's so much appeal to Litchfield Park. Let's go over to Glendale. So Glendale, so right here on the other side, let's see. So you can see Glendale is very interesting because it kind of goes into a reverse L shape. So it goes across past the 303. This is Northern Avenue right here. You've got South Glendale, and then you've got North Glendale. So this area is completely different from this area, which is completely different from this area. So you've got right here, this is closer to Luke Air Force Base. So there's a lot more land out here. More new construction is going into a lot of these different areas. A lot of farmland still and like industrial stuff going on this far west side. You come over here by the 101 and you've got the entertainment district. This is where you're going to get nightlife in the West Valley right now. You've got the Cardinal Stadium is over there. You've got Westgate, which is a huge shopping, dining, and entertainment district. And so a lot of stuff going on over here for entertainment. Again, if you're looking for the nightlife and you want to be in the West Valley rather than maybe Scottsdale or Central Phoenix area, this would be your place to do it. South Glendale, there's a lot of old areas in here. A lot of homes that are pretty old. They need a lot of work. They might be smaller, closer together. And so a lot of this area, I would say it's just an older area. So you could maybe find some more affordable housing in here, but definitely it can be it depends on how much you're willing to be in an older area, that maybe there needs to be some revitalization to it. Again, kind of pockets over here in this part of Glendale as well, like I was talking about in Mesa. That's pretty much goes for almost every single area in Phoenix besides like some of the higher end areas, but very true for this Glendale area. Now, South Glendale, when you get to like downtown Glendale, there's a cute little downtown area with shops and stuff. That area is pretty cute. And then you also have this really fun park over here, Saguaro Ranch Park. They've got peacocks and like this little like farmhouse thing. It's pretty cute. And then you go into North Glendale. This area is a higher end area and nicer. They've got some luxury homes north of the 101, the luxury area, higher price point, a lot, newer, I would say 20 to 30 years old, and, more of a higher end area. So very different across all of Glendale, which I know can be kind of confusing, but you have really good access depending on which part you're in to the 303. If you need to go north or south, you've got the 101. You could go south here, hit the 10 if you have to travel to the 10. And then as you go up north, you hit the north part of that loop 101. This is a really, really easy drive. It might be a little bit longer with, our traffic increasing, but really easy drive if you're going into Scottsdale, Tempe, Phoenix, and Mesa. If you're taking this, the 51 over here, or you're taking the 101 this way around. All right, so let's go. I'll just show you because we're right here, Waddell area. This is a lot of like farmland still, a little bit more of a rural area. Waddell, it's not super big, and but it's right next to the 303, which is nice. The 303 is not as busy as the rest of these freeways over here because it's a little bit farther out right now. As we continue to grow and expand, of course, I think it'll get busier. But if you're looking for maybe a little bit more land, Waddell could be a good area for you as of right now. All right, let's hit El Mirage and then we'll go to Surprise. So El Mirage, and we've got Youngtown over here too, just a super small area. El Mirage is a small area. It's right in between Youngtown, Peoria, and the Surprise area, which is over here. I will say that there are some older areas here in El Mirage, lots of pockets, so worth driving through. And I would say, like anything, check your crime rates, check your statistics. There's a lot of differences in neighborhoods and some older areas and also like newer areas over here within El Mirage. So depending on what you're looking for, what you're comfortable with, like what your situation is, you might want to look more into those stats to see, because some of those areas are pretty old in the El Mirage area. It's a nice little like couple mile pocket, and you got the 60 covered right there if you need to get to the 101 or if you need to go out far to the 303. All right, let's hit Surprise. We talk a lot about Surprise on, it might be a little frozen here. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Surprise is all of this area right here. And then, here we go. Okay, so Surprise, this is a massive area. You've got the 303, which goes through. You've got Bell Road runs through right here. And then you've got 60, also known as Grand. Tons of new construction going on in this area. It's pretty far out. There's not exactly an easy way to get into, there's no fast way, I should say. It's easy if you've got the 303. It's easy with 60, and it's easy with Bell. But if you have to go into Phoenix, it's going to take a while. And depending, if you're taking Bell, it's going to take forever because Bell is just so crowded. And you've also got Sun City right here and the retirement areas right here in Surprise that are age restricted. So that brings a lot of extra traffic and kind of craziness to the roads right there with just so much traffic. I mean, so many people driving at any time of the day in the middle of the day. So Surprise is really nice. It's known as being like a very family-friendly community and city. I think Surprise, for the most part, is like really well taken care of. And I think that's why people like it so much. Surprise and North Peoria are both really, like, it just seems like the city really stays in touch. Like the civil workers stay in touch with what's going on and make it a priority to like keep things taken care of. Surprise is really increasing in price as well. There's a lot of development going on in the West Valley, and it's projected to be one of like the highest growth areas over the next 10 years, because a lot of the last 10 to 15 years was in the East Valley. And so now we've got all of this land and development coming to the West Valley. They are bringing shopping and stuff over here, which is going to be really nice, because there is somewhat in the West Valley, I think there's a need for more of the attractions, restaurant, shopping, things like that. But there are some, there's some good things. Like they just brought in a Costco over here. There are some, bigger facilities and things like that. Industrial stuff going on over here by the 303, but tons of new construction going on. So if you're looking for new construction, you're looking for it to be more affordable than most of the other areas in Phoenix, this could be a really great option for you. Or if you're looking to be in a golf course or age-restricted community, you're looking to retire, you've got Surprise right here. And then we're going to hit Sun City West and Sun City. So let's do. So you've got Sun City West over here. This is right on the other side of Grand, and then just like this little, I don't know, pie-shaped piece in between the 303 and the 60. Lots of golf courses in here. You can see the same with the Surprise areas. Tons of golf courses. A lot of these areas are older. There's some gated communities in both, some condos, things like that. Everything's kind of right there. So tons of amenities and community lifestyle things going on in both of these areas, as well as Sun City. So, and we have age-restricted communities like all over the valley. These are just like, for the most part, age-restricted communities, like the whole entire city. I will show you some exceptions though here in just a second. And then, so this is Sun City, closer to the 101. You've got Bell Road running right through it. And then you can see you've got all these kind of like circular communities, which I think is kind of funny, some lake communities and things like that. So, but this is pretty close. You're close to amenities. They've got Banner Boswell Hospital right here, medical center. You can see lots of different golf courses again in Sun City. So, Sun City is, I think, a little bit older because it's, of course, closer in. But yeah, definitely lots of areas to retire. Now, I'm going to show you Peoria. What I am going to show you, though, this little portion right here is technically considered Sun City and Sun City West, but this is actually not age restricted right here. So if you're looking for hidden gems that people might think are age restricted and they're not in this competitive market, this little area right here is not actually age restricted. And it's actually more, it's like Peoria because it's not age restricted, but it's Sun City and Sun City West zip codes. So let's end with Peoria. And I think we've got everything covered with Peoria. And again, Peoria, I think this is going slow on me here. We've been doing this video for a while, so I guess I can understand. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, Peoria. This is another huge area. You can see how far this stretches. And all of this land, I mean, you're coming up here, you've got the 74, you're on this north side of the 303, you've got Lake Pleasant Regional Park, which is amazing. If you like to boat, you like to go fishing, water activities, Lake Pleasant is beautiful, mountains, hiking over there. You can't live on the lake, so there's no we don't have lake homes in Phoenix like you might have in other cities, other states. But you've got this beautiful large lake over here. And then lots of land up here. So a lot of this up here is not developed. A lot of it is like natural preserve, things like that. So I don't know how much of it can and cannot be developed. I think whatever can be developed will at some point, but we'll have to see. If we zoom in here, Vistancia This is a beautiful area. Vistancia is a master plan community, one of like the top communities in the state. There's age restricted, there's golf courses, you've got the Blackstone luxury community. And then if you come over here, this is North Peoria. North Peoria is a really nice area, high end and luxury. A lot of people, I think, underestimate the 85383 zip code, which is this north portion. But there's a lot of high end and luxury home buyers and people being attracted into the area. We have a really big movement to bring quality shopping and dining restaurants, businesses to the area, which I think is really awesome. And we've got a lot of new construction going on in the area too. It's definitely a pricier area, but again, it's really, really beautiful up here. Tons of mountain views and hiking up in this North Peoria area. And then as you come down here, this is like the South Peoria area. So again, some older areas here. Some areas need revitalization. Some just need some of the homes just need, kind of touch ups, some, a little bit of love and care, to kind of bring them up to modern day style rather than being like 20, 30 years old. But then you do have some like really, really old areas within Peoria. But the cool thing with the downtown Peoria areas, there's a lot of effort being brought into that area to kind of revitalize that area that kind of, like a lot of older areas kind of like dies off. Not a lot of things happen. Businesses move out, which is not a good thing, right? So there's a lot of effort to kind of bring back up that Peoria area. And it's a slow movement for sure. Like any, it takes time and a concentrated effort, but there's some really cool things happening in that downtown Peoria area, some cool coffee shops, a church, some businesses. The Grand Project Shop is down there, which is a business that brings in a bunch of different local vendors and shops and stuff like that. So really cool stuff happening in the Peoria area. So let me exit out of this. So let's look at this map. This is a huge area. We're looking at the Phoenix metro area, which is this whole thing, which is a huge amount of area. So if you're thinking about moving here, I'm hoping that this helped you a little bit, although I can see, looking at it, I understand the area very well because I've grown up here and seen the expansion, but it is a lot to cover. So you don't want to be looking in this whole huge area because you will get burnt out so quickly. I'll get burnt out quickly if you were doing that. I've had clients do it. They just don't know where they want to be. And it's a lot, but hopefully this gave you an idea of maybe, let's say you're working at one of these hospitals that's up here in this North Phoenix, Glendale, Peoria area, or, close by with the medical facilities up here. Maybe it makes more sense for you to live in this part of town than it would for you to live out here in Gilbert, Chandler. Vice versa. If you're working in Tempe or Gilbert, you're working for a tech company, maybe it makes more sense to be in Acadia, Scottsdale, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler than it would, to be in Peoria or Surprise or Goodyear or Buckeye. So I definitely think that your lifestyle can play into it. But if you have questions, just let me know. If you want personal guidance, that's what we're here to do. I'm hoping that this video helps you so that you can feel confident in making your decision and moving forward in the process to move to Phoenix. So I hope you're having a great day. Let us know how we can help you. We are always available by text, call, or email to help you with your move, with your relocation, and figure out what your specific next steps are for your goals. If you found this video helpful, we have a couple of other videos that I'm going to link right here at the end that you can go to find out more information and see driving tours of what some of these areas are like.